do some touring around the country. I know that, well, of course, that John down in the Naples, Fort Myers area there, and me here in the Phoenix area, we'd always love to see you. And we always like to see the artists that are on the show when they're in the area. But I know
that would be awesome.
Listener, well, keep that on your notepad for possible venues that you want to go to. And I know that Sherry also mentioned that you are always looking for new venues. So this is hopefully going to be a little bit of a help, maybe get the word out there to a few more people. Tell the listeners how they can find you and get in touch with you.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, speaking of venues, new venues, I just got word that during the week of South by Southwest, I just got added on to 2 more shows.
Awesome.
One's at the Dirty Dog Bar. Oh, both of them are at the Dirty? Okay. I read that wrong. I got 2 shows at Dirty Dog Bar. Details are coming soon, but we literally, as we're sitting here, just got the word that I'm going to be doing that. So that's the fun plus.
Sounds like it.
But yeah, and you can get all that information plus my social medias at emilycoleofficial.com. That's also my Instagram username, emilycoleofficial. Facebook is facebook.com/emilycoleofficial. So.
Great. Well, we've got about, I think we've got about 30 seconds left here. I want to get you to talk a little bit about this next track we're going to be playing, Unnerving.
All right. So I wrote this with my friend Jen Reichert up in Nashville, and basically it's just one giant metaphor for getting rid, quote-unquote, killing off a relationship. So, yeah, hope you guys like it. Available everywhere now.
Fantastic. Great. We're going to play it in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Cole from the great state of Texas.
Y'all.
And here she is with her next big hit. It's called Unnerving.
Burned a candle for you today. Just kidding, didn't burn it for you, burned it for me. Had to cut the cord, your jealous envy. I'm tired of your ghosting and your wishy-washy. Sometimes you wanna talk, sometimes you don't. When we do, it's all paid, fight some big ego. Like me, then take it back around we go. But I won't let your demons take my soul. I got a secret I'm not telling. When you were here, my skin was crawling. I'm smiling cause I'll never find body. Guys like you are so unnerving. Guys like you are so unnerving. Guys like you are so unnerving. Finally ready to stop talking to you. Set my intentions, I set my mood. Let's bury the hatchet, let's watch this die. I might be wearing black, but that's what I like. What I want is someone who thinks like me. Spiritual connection, synchronicity. You needed some bounce, now rest in peace. Putting flowers on your grave cause you're dead to me. I got a secret I'm not telling. When you were here, my skin was crawling. I'm smiling cause I'll never find body. Guys like you are so unnerving. Guys like you are so unnerving. Guys like you are so unnerving. Tried to conjure up some feelings for you. Got the board out but didn't move. Won't be doing any type of seance anytime soon. I got a secret I'm not telling. When you were here, my skin was crawling. I'm smiling cause I'll never find body. were so unnerving. Guys like you were so unnerving. Guys like you were so unnerving.
There you go. That's Unnerving by Emily Cole right here on the David Bowers Awards. And I see that our next guest is standing by, ready to come in and chat with us. So let's roll a tune I know you're going to love. This is Beauty and Ruin by Mr. David Starr.
I traveled far through the lonely wood, crawled when I had to, ran when I could. No way to know what I would find. Beauty and ruin at the end of the line. This crooked road I wound up on led me to you, and now you're gone. Our sky of blue turned cold and gray. Beauty and ruin at the end of the day. Beauty in the sinking sun, the union of two lonely ones together in the dark. Ruin in the breaking dawn, unforgiving light falls on two hearts torn apart. You hear the story in a face grown old, see the faded glory of a dying rose. Savor the sweet and the bitter wine. Beauty and ruin, I was yours and you were mine. Wisps in the winds of chance, we'd fall and twist, we'd spin and dance. You spoke to me in words that rhyme. Beauty and ruin forever entwined. Beauty and ruin at the of the line.
Beauty and Ruin. That's Mr. David Starr, who's going to drop in here and chat with us. And I'm going to ask you a question about that song, David. How are you? Welcome aboard.
I'm great. Good to hear from you.
Glad to have you here with us today. That song, where did you come up with the concept for that song?
Well, that song was written with my friend Dana Cooper from Nashville, and I've known Dana for over 20 years, and we've written a little together, and we've played a lot together, and we're just good friends. And when he agreed to work on this project, which all the songs were sort of conceived after all the songwriters read my grandfather's book, and that was the game plan. One day Dana was on Facebook, and while he's out touring around, he's always taking these provocative pictures of old buildings and landmarks and people and places, and he sort of chronicles his travels that way. And one day he posted a picture, and it seems to me it was like an old Pueblo door or something down in New Mexico. I don't remember exactly, but the post, this Facebook post, said, "So much beauty and ruin down here." And I texted him right then, and I said, "There's our title. Let's start with that." And
Bingo.
The bottom line is that in the book that my grandfather wrote, that we wrote these songs from, there's so much potential for beauty in the relationships and in the landscape and all that stuff. But then, as human beings, they kind of foul it up in the end. A couple of people in particular, and characters in the book. So that song sort of is about lost love, I guess, really. But that's kind of what got us off the starting block on it and sent us down the path to writing it.
Beautiful song. Beautiful song. I heard
Thank
that,
you.
and that was one of those songs that I heard, and I said, we got to get him on the show. I have to admit a soft spot. That's a song that I will remember, and I'm sure the listeners will too. It's got just a haunting edge to it, a great storyline, and I have to ask you the obvious follow-up question. What's the name of your grandfather's book?
It's the name of the book is Of What Was, Nothing Is Left. And that book was written or published in 1972, and he died sort of suddenly the following year. So it was never widely distributed. And the way he used to distribute books was not unlike me and your previous guest, where we're playing a gig and we go to the edge of the stage and sell CDs and stuff to listeners. He would take his books to craft fairs and book fairs and just wherever somebody would let him set up a table, a little card table, and he'd set that up and sell those books right out of the box and charge $3 and sign all of them. And very few of them ever made it out, I think, because when I went on Amazon to look for old copies, I could only find about 12 of them, and that's been over the last 3 years. And so as part of the project, we republished that book. So the whole package is there's a CD, a book, and a vinyl record. So,
well, if listeners are anything like I am, get involved listening to you and can't write fast enough, if you would just one more time give us the title of the book and your grandfather's name for people like myself who might be interested in reading the book.
His name was Fred Starr, and that's with 2 R's, like me. And the name of the book is Of What Was, Nothing Is Left. And a good friend of mine who wrote for the project as well, Irene Kelly, who's a very accomplished bluegrass and country artist, she called me after she read it, and she said, "This is like a Southern Wuthering Heights." And I said, "Man, I love that." So that's kind of how it struck her, and to a person, each person who was involved in it really had a connection with it. So it was a great writing exercise for us all.
I can understand that, and the song is just one of those. It combines, the symbols of happiness and unhappiness. The melody, the background, the instrumentation is just haunting enough that it sticks with you. I love especially the steel guitar, the way it rises up there, and I have tried for the life of me. It reminds me of one that I heard in another song, and I can't think of it to save my life. Knowing my luck, I will probably think of it as soon as the show is over and say, why couldn't I remember that? But I do. I like that song. John Bon Jovial, I know you're just sitting there waiting to say something. Come on in.
Well, thank you very much. Of course, you mentioned one of my most favorite places in the whole wide world, and that is New Mexico. I used to live there. And I miss it terribly. And, there's so many old artifacts of not only Native Americana, but of American history in general. So this name, Beauty and Ruin, is so apropos.